The trustworthy factor, Kurt. That's what he's saying.
No,
He's saying that if you add Lil Curtis to your credit as an authorized user, you do not have to give Lil Curtis the credit card. You will be the responsible person as far as spending and paying and maintaining. Right.
So there will be a card with his name on it, but that's your card.
But that's your card, right?
So you ain't gotta get to him.
Right.
It could be hidden somewhere. You can put it somebody else's house.
Cut it up or whatever.
Exactly. You can cut it up. Right. Every time that you do what you do, pay the bills, stay under the 30%, whatever. All that stuff is going on your credit as positive and on his credit as well, and on whoever else you put as an authorized user on that account. And so you can literally build your whole family's credit with just you.
Exactly.
And then the good thing about that is that if they have jobs or if they have income coming from anywhere, we do the same thing, file 1099s, W-2s or whatever, all of y'all could go on one mortgage and get a larger amount.
Right.
Several times, like husband and wife, they'll use both their incomes for a mortgage.
Right.
Or brothers and brothers, they'll get on there, they'll get their whole family. Oh, that's what the Asians do in New York. They'll have like 5, 6 family members, and they're all putting all their income, all the social security numbers on one mortgage. So the bank is like, okay, man, they got, this dude's making 50 a year, he's making 75, the mom's making 40, the grandmother's got a social security check.
That's what I was telling you
they
about.
add it all up.
Right.
All of them together, they making $700,000 a year.
That's right.
Okay, so with that income, we can approve y'all for $1.9 million.
Exactly.
They're going to take that 1.9 and go buy.
That's what I was telling you about when my sister was like, hey, Tamala, it's 6 of us. We all need to just go in together. We can buy a mansion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we all just get this house, and then everybody has an income. The mortgage is not going to be high, and we just pay this house off, and then we'll have something to pass on. But I didn't look at it in your way.
So
like instead of buying a mansion, buy a 3-unit place.
Well, if you got all them people, you can buy more than 3 units.
Right. I'm saying just yeah.
And so that, and then the set, and I always tell people, like, your first property should be multifamily, so that you have that income, you can pay the mortgage and all that stuff, and then after, then you can go buy, if you want your own house.
Right.
Cool, everybody want to have a house, backyard, their own house. It's cool, but it's a strategy to get in there. You don't want to do that out the gate.
Right.
And so you can literally get that whole thing done in 2 years. Have assets, have your own house, have income. And now it's impossible for anybody to put you out of something that you own. Right. The only reason why gentrification happens is because the communities that we live in, we don't own in them communities. We just been there for 30 years.
Exactly.
But we've been renting for 30 years.
But some of them do own.
Then
by them not being knowledgeable, they sell for less.
If you bought the house in 1960 for $10,000,
right?
And some Asian man comes and say, "I'll give you $70K cash right now." You're like, you gonna take it now, knowing your property worth 180,
right? Exactly.
It's gonna keep going up.
And they definitely don't know that because they're not reading it online. They're not finding out what their property is worth nowadays, and half of them is old. So it's like,
and there's nobody that's gonna come into them neighborhood. Like,
exactly.
We go to the hood. We have something called the corner class. We go to 30 cities every year. And we go to the hood, we bust out a whiteboard, and we teach financial education, just like I was teaching you now. We've done every single city that you can think of. We got social proof online. We're actually going to Chicago tomorrow. Last time we was in Chicago last year on the west side, we brought out 300 people, gang members, gangster streets. They brought out helicopters thinking of something good. It wasn't no violence. It wasn't nothing. Wasn't nothing. Because we giving game. You feel me? So they not gonna do that.
That's worse. That's the worst thing you can ever teach a person like us is game as far as knowledge.
I used to tell my wife, you don't understand shit. Explain to me as if I was a 5-year-old child. That's exactly what you just did. Without me having to say that.
Yeah.
We done. I appreciate it.
No problem, King.
Man, because
so now we already know what we gotta do.
Game, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers just running it for nothing.
Yeah.
From the previous motherfuckers we, went to talk to about anything. They just couldn't like you just did.
It's not in their best interest though.
Right.
It's not that they couldn't. It's not in their best interest.
Right.
To explain it to you. Because if you figure it out, you gonna go tell the whole family.
Right.
And the family gonna tell their friend, and now we can in 10 years change the whole dynamic. To where now, as an Asian man, I just can't come into the West Side and buy up all these wonderful properties that I know are gonna appreciate because the people that live there